Hi there, Rebus Forever here. This was going to be the first game that I made myself review after playing 10 hours. I got to 10 hours, felt like I still needed to play the game more. So there aren't any rules, there'll just be reviews when there are. Sorry it's been a little while. Here goes! Did you like Banished or similar games but find large open maps and all of the options to build found in your average build and expand style of RTS colony or village building game intimidating, or a fiddly distraction from enjoying some Ice Age fun and watching your people freeze? Do you miss the good old days of child labour and bare-knuckle grudge matches for light entertainment? Do you think that the answer to surviving an Ice Age is travelling from the south inexplicably to the north in search of a way to survive the cold?
We decided to leave our homes and head north.
Then this, my non-Ray Mears watching friend, may well be the game for you. Frostpunk is a grim, cold, heavy game that, like no other village or town building survival game I have played, forces the player to really think in terms of survival rather than eventually beating the game's mechanics, and turning a game of survival into a land of plenty. Frostpunk is having none of that. When resources aren't short, and they will be, when hope isn't low, and it will be, when discontent isn't on the verge of spilling over resulting in your banishment, and it will be, you will have other random events working largely against you. Your scouts might get eaten by bears or careless children injured at their perfectly safe job collecting coal in the snow. That guy you decided to amputate the leg of to save his life might decide to randomly kill himself, or the weather might drop to 60 degrees below for a few too many nights when everything had otherwise been going swimmingly, creating a town full of formerly miserable peoplecesicles, like icicles made of people. Don't turn your back on this game, or if you do, press pause first. Another feature seen here, rarely attempted outside of 4X games, is the Book of Laws. The Book of Laws in theory is a means of deciding exactly what sort of society you wish to create, but unfortunately largely just represents a tech tree, sometimes offering unique buildings or bonuses, often with a cost or downside. Early game you have the option to pick from adaptation with options such as choosing to use child labour, risking the health of the children, or for example how and where your townspeople will seek entertainment. Mid-game the Book of Laws branches to a more nuanced, fairly strange false dichotomy, offering an opportunity to choose between maintaining order and harmony by either choosing a path of order, effectively creating a police state, or else choosing faith and whimsy. In-game, this is indeed useful, but as the societal component was one of the things I was most looking forward to, I personally find this implementation a little shallow. The game currently features free campaigns, and in the future, there will be more. If you need a sandbox, wait for news on that. Otherwise, you will, like me, have to learn to play the game in the campaign and suck it up. This game is about creating the last city to survive a global environmental cataclysm. Not Anno, or Settlers, or even Banished. This game is you and some of the last people left alive, not just saving humanity, but also in part defining it. An open-ended sandbox, though always fun, could diminish the intended feel of the game. All in all, Frostpunk goes a lot further than any other game I've played in creating a legitimate sense of surviving against all of the odds as the last remnants of society. The game uses largely established mechanics, some with a few refinements to suit the game style. I think locking the camera to the Steam core is very effective in focusing your attention inwards and preventing that urge and natural sense to expand. My only complaint really is that much like the idea of travelling north in search of an escape from the cold, a few elements make a little bit less sense than I was hoping they would. After adaptation, only being able to choose between order and faith is limiting. If the societal component had been given a bit more depth, I think the game's price would be further justified. Frostpunk is certainly worth playing so far as I'm concerned, unless you struggle when dealing with bad news, hate really nice looking, lovingly designed games, or else find a game where British people maintain some sort of functioning society with anything more than an inch of snow implausible and totally beyond the realms of fantasy, which anyone who has experienced the south of England in the snow would certainly concede is a fair complaint. Anyway, there was that. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to be excellent to one another.